Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Megan and I'm a type 1 diabetic, and if you've been to my channel before and you know me, you might notice that I'm in a new place, and that's because I actually moved out of my parents' house and now I'm back in my college town in this new apartment. So today I thought I'd talk about what it's like to actually be living kind of like as an adult alone with diabetes, because last year I lived in the dorms and it was kind of different, and now I'm actually kind of fully on my own. So I thought I'd talk about what that transition has been like for me and discuss that today. If you guys have any questions or comments, please make sure to leave it down below. And if you want to share any of your own experiences, also leave that down below, and thanks for watching. Okay, so the first part I'll be talking about is what it's like to be cooking and planning out your meals with diabetes when you're living alone. So like I said, last year I lived in the dorms, but I had a meal plan with the school, so I always could just go to the cafeteria and get whatever food I needed whenever I needed it. If I went low, I could go to the little cafes and markets there. So I never had to worry about that. But when you're living on your own, you have to actually plan out what you're going to eat and think about the kinds of things you'd eat in an emergency. So for example, at the beginning of the week, I usually plan out with my housemates what we're going to buy from the grocery store, but I also make sure that in that list there are things I would be able to eat in case of a low emergency. I found that eating granola shoots my blood sugar up really fast, so I always add that to the list. Another thing you have to do if you have diabetes and you're cooking on your own is planning your meals. So you'd have to kind of think about what am I going to eat for lunch and dinner, and actually buy enough for the week so that it will last you in case anything happens. So that was a big transition for me, because while I was in the dorms, I never had to worry about planning my own meals, but when you're living alone, you have to think about that. The second thing I'll be talking about is telling your housemates and being courteous of them with your diabetes. So I actually knew all of my housemates from last year because they're my friends, so they knew about my diabetes. But if you have new housemates or a new roommate, you should make sure to tell them and educate them on what they need to do in the case of an emergency. On the topic of courteousness, sometimes my blood sugar goes low at night and my pump beeps really loud, and I personally don't listen to this point, or at least I've tried to, but I haven't been successful. But sometimes my pump will have the low signal, low blood sugar reading, and it'll beep for a long time and I never wake up to it. Luckily my roommate, she tells me and she's nice about it, but if you guys have a roommate that you're not super close with, you should make sure to figure out how to wake up to those lows or lost signal sensor beepings. The third point I'll be talking about is staying up to date with supplies. So because I don't live at home, I have to order my supplies here. I have to figure out my pharmacy here to get the insulin, so I had to call my pharmacy at home and transfer the insulin here. So you guys should make sure to do that. Also, bring all your supplies and make sure you have enough for at least a month, and then make sure to order the things before you're out of it. Right now I'm in the process of dealing with Medtronic to get test strips because something's up with them and my insurance, and it's taking a really long time. I've actually been going back and forth calling them for the last week or two, and it still hasn't really been approved. But luckily I still have 5 bottles left of test strips, so make sure you do that early and in advance before you run out, so that if anything is delayed like it's being on my end, then you'll still be okay. Another thing you have to be up to date on is making sure you have enough tablets and low supplies in case anything happens. So like I said, granola works well for me, but I also have a bottle of glucose tablets in case I ever need that. And also you should be having some juice bottles or fruit snacks and things like that to correct your lows. The fourth point I'm going to be talking about is make sure you're aware of your diabetes even when you're stressed. Right now I've been doing online classes and it's been extremely stressful, just like I'm sure it is for everybody, because college is hard on its own, but being online and not really having that community feel makes it even more difficult. But it's important, even in all that stress and chaos, you should still monitor your diabetes and make sure that it is safe, because that should be one of your most, if not your number one priority, because it's your health and your safety. So make sure you always are good with that. And the fifth point I'll be talking about isn't really a suggestion, but I just wanted to say that remember that diabetes shouldn't take away from your experience at all. Living alone and especially for your first time should be a fun experience, and diabetes shouldn't take that much stress on you. It shouldn't be so cumbersome. So if you're having any difficulties with it, please ask me any questions or leave it down below, and many people in the community will be happy to help, I'm sure. Diabetes is just something we have to deal with, and it shouldn't hurt you in any way extravagantly. So yeah, just monitor it well and have fun living on your own. Thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments, again, please leave it down below. If you have any video suggestions or anything like that, feel free to leave it for me and I'll take it into consideration and probably make a video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.